Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast. This is podcast number 2, Journey to Motherhood One Day at a Time. So one of us is just had a baby at 40, and the other one is trying to have a baby at 40. Introduce yourself.
Yaqutullah Ibrahim Muhammad, registered dietitian out of Atlanta, Georgia, mom of one, Yusuf Muhammad, and he is chilling right here with me today. Hey, sound like Yusuf? He just woke up. So, I had my first baby at 40. Happy World Hijab Day and happy Black History Month. It's February 1st. We made it, y'all.
Yay. All right. And my name is Abdul-Hakeem. I am a public health educator. I'm based out of St. Louis, Missouri. I do not have any children, but we are working on that. And I'm also 40 years old.
Yes.
Something that I've been thinking about this for a while, and it really hit home. I think I was watching, Shawn Johnson, the gymnast, the Olympic gymnast. So her and her husband they have a podcast and they have a YouTube channel, and they were talking about how it was, for them when they got married and them doing everything together, and how it was going from being a couple to being a first-time parent. So they said that they do everything together, and then I was like, how is that going to be? And when I heard that, I literally thought of myself, and I was like, because Khaled and I do everything together. And I'm like, how is this going to be when we, bring a baby into our family, into our world?
Well, your baby becomes part of the equation. We have to plan accordingly. Everything shifts. There's like a seismic shift. So instead of, getting up and saying, hey, I'm going to go for a run, you're like, hey, you'll keep the baby while I go for a run. And then you get back and he'll say, you keep the baby while I go run some errands. Or if you're going to do it together, you go run together and put the baby in the jogging stroller and keep it moving. So you just have to kind of plan out what your activities are going to be as a family.
Yeah. When you guys, because you guys were married for like 10 years. Before you had Yusuf. So with that, being married for so long, you guys, are this unit, and then want to bring a newborn into it. I don't know. How did you transition mentally to doing that? Be like, oh, I usually give you my undivided attention. We're always together, and now we got to think about somebody else. What was going through your mind?
First of all, thank God for paid parental leave. Mm-hmm. And maternity leave. So we both had it. I had it. I took mine first, and then he took his, and then there was overlap for about a month and a half where we were both on leave. So it was a great time for us to kind of recalibrate, readjust, and kind of see how this is going to look moving forward when we both start back working. Unfortunately, we are working virtually, so we can work from home. So right now we're just kind of looking at, hey, on the days, before we started working, I'm teleworking through March 31st. We would coordinate our schedules and say, hey, I go in on Tuesday, you'll keep the baby. He said, I'll go in on Monday, you keep the baby. So it's kind of back and forth. And what it is like, we just kind of, in the morning, he watches his shows, we read him his books, we take breaks, things like that. But then we have scheduled time where we have to see clients and patients. So we just kind of, take it one day at a time, really just looking at what that looks like. Earlier on, I did have assistance from my mother-in-law, so she was here. So she would come and keep the baby on Tuesdays when I go into work to help him out. And now we're both at home. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law was like, what? This is quality time. We're going to stay with the baby. So they volunteered to keep the baby. So we were like, yes. So alhamdulillah, family support is a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why we moved to St. Louis, is so we can also be around more family, to be obviously more immediate family, because Khaled's family lives here in St. Louis. However, we know that St. Louis is not our home. It's not going to be our permanent residence.
Part of what works is really looking at what you want that to look like as a family, and then talking about it, planning accordingly. It's a lot of schedule coordinating, and really having a conversation, like you don't both get dressed and say we're going out, and you're like, wait, who's gonna keep the baby? Because you didn't have a conversation about what that day looked like or what that week looked like. So yeah, it's give and take, compromise, but it's have a healthy open conversation, or it won't work.
Oh, that part I completely agree with.
So, I mean, and be okay with family meetings. That, that's something we implemented earlier on. Like, what does it look like? What are we working towards? What's on our schedule? And being able to support each other.
Yeah.
And reciprocate. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any challenges?
Sleep.
Kind of has been a little bit of a fear, you can say, because of that. That moving on from 2 to 3 or 4, or however that happens.
Happens if it happens, yeah. Yeah. But one thing we did recently is we went to drive-through. That was fun. Schedule time.
You said you went to the drive-through?
Yeah, we went to the drive-through theater.
Oh, you went to the
drive-in. I'm sorry.
You went to
Girl,
you went to
what is it? Starlight? I'm sorry.
He went to.
What I mean.
We
yes.
went to the drive-through. Which one did you go to?
The drive-in. Starlight. So we saw, what was it? Spider-Man. So that was fun. We had our snacks, packed our snacks and enjoyed movie night. So that was fun.
I've only been to a drive-in once.
That was really fun because you didn't have to worry about, like, you're in your car in your space and you have to worry about other people like
I've only been once and we saw the boring movie Tenet.
Tenet? Tenet was very interesting.
Tenet. Wow. Boring.
See, I like those kind of movies like Tenet and what's the other one that had different layers? Like, it was just like, I don't know. I like layered psychological.
I don't know. Khaled liked Tenet. I did not.
I like Tenet.
Anyway, so that's kind of off topic. But
don't fear it. Just embrace it. And, every day, when things come up, you discuss it. We restarted therapy a couple weeks ago. So we have our therapist that we check in every so often, maybe once a month, just to see how things are going. That's another thing I would recommend. Somebody you can talk to in complete confidentiality.
And it's something like you mentioning therapy, and like, and how therapy has like this stigma, especially around Black people. It has like, oh my God, they think that if you go to therapy, you think something's wrong. No, therapy also can be used as a guide. Therapy
is a blessing and a resource, and one of the best decisions I've made in my life. So I'm like, yo,
I feel you.
Look, make sure you take my insurance.
Oh, I know,
or even if I have to pay out of pocket, like what does that look like? You got like a plan I can sign up for. But yeah, I mean, you have a lot of different providers that offer virtual counseling, therapy sessions, and things like that. You just have to identify the ones that work for you. But we do have, we're blessed to have those resources here in Atlanta. So
I have helped me with this semi fear I've been having.
Recap.
Yes.
Therapy.
Open
communication.
Yeah.
Right. Monthly family meetings if you need to. Kind of compare your schedule day to day, week to week. Schedule quality time.
Yeah.
Even if you need a babysitter, get a babysitter so you guys can have a few hours. We did quality time. What was it? Saturday we started the Start Me Accelerator, and we had a babysitter. And after that, we went to brunch, date morning, not date night, whenever you can get time in. Those are my takeaways.
How's it been so far?
Scheduling, having my own business and clients and patients and a baby and definitely schedule my self-care time. I have a masseuse that comes in and gives me a massage once a month. Definitely need to schedule that for February. So, yep.
So you actually have a massage therapist that comes to you. And
he is amazing. Her name is Aaliyah. See, Assalamualaikum, Yusuf.
Hey.
And she comes over and she gives me an hour and it's awesome. And the baby goes downstairs with hubby or whatever, watches his shows. And it's great.
That's what I need.
You gotta build that stuff in.
I need a massage. I used to get massages all the time, but I haven't had a massage. It's been a while. Thank you, Yaqutullah, for joining me on this podcast. And I hope everyone enjoyed it. See you in the next one.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Have a great February.
Actually, dude, this is our thing. Remember?
I know, but I always say thanks for having me on.
Okay. Thanks for having me on too.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Bye, everybody.